James?
Hello, mate.
Do you want to stand up? Do not show any aggression, otherwise you will be tasered. Do you understand that? Right. You got cuffs there, Jimmy? Jimmy? You got cuffs?
Yeah. I'm sweet.
Just pass them over the fence.
Yeah, we'll do.
Keep your hands where they are, babe.
Yeah, no problem.
Here we go.
Sorry, it's just going to get him out.
Okay, at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which later on in court. Anything you do say may begin in evidence.
9-3, 1 detained. Death.
Death by dangerous, yes.
A 29-year-old man has been jailed for 15 years in connection with a fatal road traffic collision in Ipswich, which occurred almost 2 years ago, and also for supplying drugs. James Ashman, of Lower Harlings in Shotley Gate, appeared before Ipswich Crown Court today, Thursday the 5th of September, where he was sentenced to a total of 15 years imprisonment. He was also disqualified from driving for 18 years, and will be required to take an extended retest. Ashman had denied the offence of causing death by dangerous driving, but was found guilty on the 4th of July, following an 8-day trial. The collision occurred shortly before 10 p.m. on Thursday, the 12th of October, 2022 in Vernon Street, and involved a bicycle and 3 cars, a blue Audi S3, a grey Volkswagen Golf, and a Red Skoda Fabia. The cyclist, later formally identified as 35-year-old Benjamin Wright from the Ipswich area, suddenly died at the scene. The driver of the Audi Ashman decamped and fled on foot. Following inquiries, police established that it was the Audi that had collided with the cyclist, which propelled him into the path of the Golf. The Audi then collided with the Skoda.
James?
Hello, mate.
Do you want to stand up? Do not show any aggression, otherwise you will be tasered. Do you understand that? Right. You got cuffs there, Jimmy? Jimmy? You got cuffs?
Yeah. I'm sweet.
Just pass them over the fence.
Yeah, we'll do.
Keep your hands where they are, babe.
Yeah, no problem.
Here we go.
Sorry, it's just going to get him out.
Okay, at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which later on in court. Anything you do say may begin in evidence.
9-3, 1 detained. Death.
Death by dangerous, yes.
Analysis of CCTV recordings of the immediate approach to the collision scene and reconstruction of the collision, using an Audi of the same model, year and body shape, confirmed that Ashman was driving the car at around 60 miles per hour, twice the 30 miles per hour speed limit, when the collision occurred. It was also established that Ashman had been in a phone conversation, using hands-free, at the time. The court heard that Ashman fled the scene and initially went to a friend's address nearby, before he stopped a male cyclist on Worsted Road and offered £40 for his bicycle, which was accepted. He then cycled to a nearby convenience store, where he told the shop owner his car had been stolen at knife point and asked for a lift to an address in Chelmsford. Later that evening, following police inquiries, officers attended an address in Chelmsford and located Ashman hiding behind a garden shed. He was arrested in connection with the incident and initially taken to Ipswich Hospital as a precaution, before being transported to Martlesham Police Investigation Centre for questioning. The clothes he was wearing at the time of the collision were found in a carrier bag at the address. Following an extensive police investigation, Ashman was charged with causing death by dangerous driving in October last year. 6 months prior to this, he had been charged with failing to stop at the scene of a collision and failing to report a collision. Ashman had admitted failing to stop, but denied the other 2 offences. The jury found him guilty by a unanimous verdict for causing death by dangerous driving, for which he received a 14-year prison sentence. The charge of failing to report a collision was withdrawn. Following his arrest and a subsequent search of the address where he was located, officers uncovered large quantities of cannabis and £5,000 in cash. Ashman was further charged with being concerned in the supply of cannabis, along with a second man, Alfie Hedges, aged 27, and of Colummer Close in Chelmsford. The pair pleaded guilty to the offence at an earlier hearing, with Ashman sentenced to 12 months imprisonment to run consecutively to the 14-year sentence, bringing his total jail term to 15 years. A deprivation order was also granted to seize the £5,000 in cash that was found during the search of the address. Hedges was given a 4-month prison sentence suspended for 12 months, a community order comprising 80 hours unpaid work, and was ordered to pay £500 costs. Detective Inspector David McCormack of the Serious Collision Investigation Unit said, "Ashman's actions that evening were dangerous and reckless, and he showed absolutely no regard for the law or other road users, travelling at almost double the 30 miles per hour speed limit. It is clear that Ashman attempted to evade justice by leaving the scene of the collision, making up a false story of his car being stolen to persuade an innocent member of public to drive him to a friend's address, where he then hid from officers. He has then refused to acknowledge the severity of the charge against him. The family and friends of Benjamin Wright have been left truly devastated, and I hope today's result will provide them with some closure. I also hope this sends a message to other motorists about the consequences of driving dangerously and at high speed,